Entrepreneur.
And this platform is supposed to be for people to grow. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the David L. Moore podcast. I, of course, am your host, Dave L. Moore. So, confessional time, right? So, I was in a conversation with some people, and the topic of the discussion was people who speak to you versus people who speak at you. And in that conversation, I'm the young dog. I was the young man. I was the little bro amongst these two giants. And shout out to them. Of course, they don't want to be named. That's fine. I ain't going to do you like that, brother. I appreciate both of you all. But there's people that speak to you, which to me, I appreciate people who speak to me. When you speak to someone, you're kind of trying to find common ground and trying to find understanding in a respectful manner. Then you have people who speak at you. That kind of bothers you, and it should bother you. That is the low-key way of being disrespectful, trying to elicit an emotion out of you or saying that maybe I'm better than you and there's nothing you can do about it in this instance because of this circumstance. And at first, I'm a pretty emotional dude, man. I'm a pretty emotional guy. So at first you're like, hey, don't think just because you're here and I may be on my journey to get here that I'm going to tolerate disrespect from you in any way, shape, or form. You're depending a little bit too much on the police department and the law to instill fear in somebody because I'll correct you. I don't think, being emotional, when I play tennis, being emotional is good. When I get emotional, things happen, shit happens. But when you're trying to have a conversation with someone, being emotional, man, that's a real big sign of weakness. So I've been working on that a little bit. And I'll just flat out tell you, the people who try to take advantage of a position of authority, of wealth, status, if you feel you can speak anywhere that you want to people and they're not going to hold you accountable, let me wake you up a little bit. It's 2025. It does not work that way anymore. That ideology was in the 80s and the 90s and the early 200s. In 2025, man, it's a guy who ain't worth 2 cents who will, for the better sense of words, hold you accountable. So be leery of those people. So what I started doing, man, is I work on my craft on identifying people very early on in the conversation. Kind of like in my craft, what I do for a living in the car business, I identify customers faster than I can tell the type of customer you are very quickly. And I'm using that in my life as well, because when you're speaking to somebody, identifying the type of person that you're speaking to saves you all sorts of emotional damage. Once you can identify somebody's a jackass or somebody actually is a solid person, you can tailor your conversation or how much you're going to let them intervene in your life via what they're saying through identifying the type of person that they are. If in 2 seconds I can identify that you're not good for me, our conversation is going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to be disrespectful. I'm not that type of dude. I'm not that type. I've never been that type of way. I don't like confrontation, but I'm not going to run from it. I won't do that. It took me a long time to get to where I am. It took me a long time to build myself up to where, I might not have to necessarily stand for certain things that other people have to stand for. But identifying, and if you see me looking to over here, that's because I got my stock market things up and it's going ding, ding, ding. But I try to identify the person that I'm having a conversation with very quickly. And me personally, I got a small circle of people. I used to have a huge circle of people, man. And now I narrowed it down to I got a small circle. It's not that big because in today's climate, man, it's a lot of people who mean you harm. It's a lot of people who are jealous. It's a lot of people who don't understand. It's a lot of people who feel like if you excel, they don't. I'll leave that right there. But I enjoy speaking to people who speak to me because when you speak to me, you can speak to my heart. You can speak to my skill. You can speak to my talent. My wife speaks to me every day. We don't speak at each other. That doesn't work. It doesn't work for her and it doesn't work for me. We speak to each other. My wife speaks life into me. And so you've heard me say this numerous times. And yeah, shout out to Mrs. Moore, rock star. All right. But I do my best not to be around people who speak at me. And because I know myself and I know that they sometimes can elicit that emotion out of me that I don't really want to show. I don't like being negative, man. I don't enjoy it. It upsets me. I got 2 signs in my office. Guess what one of them says? Positively, no negativity. I like to be around people who, 1, want to lift you up. 2, they want what's best for everybody around them. You got to be able to understand that if you're in a leadership position, your attitude is what guides the ship. Your attitude guides the ship. And if you think being emotional and saying things to people that are not becoming makes you a rock star, I call it being grandiose and showing off. That doesn't work anymore. Those days are gone. Now, you need to speak to people and give them a reason and a why. A reason and a why to do what you want them to do. And I'm not just talking like work life. I mean life in general. Don't you want to be around somebody who's progressive? I got a best friend of mine that we speak almost every morning, and we kind of map out our day. I think he does know how important it is to me, and hopefully it's as important to me as it is to him. It's kind of how I get my day started. One goal, different pathways to get there, but one goal. And that goal is the same. I enjoy searching and trying to find a way. We talk about how our conversations have grown from the last 10 years. We could even go back 20 years. But the last 10 years, how our conversations are a little bit different. Things that we say to each other, the things that we talk about now. Now we have success stories to tell each other, and we should be proud of them because we work very hard to get to where we are. I pat him on the back as much as I can because he deserves it. He gives me the same in return because I've earned it and I deserve it. We never speak at each other. We always talk to each other. Now, he'll correct me if I'm wrong. And let me just tell you something. If you got a small circle and nobody in that circle can correct you, you're in the wrong circle. Now, be leery of people who try to correct you who are not worthy. Something totally different podcast. I like people around me who I respect and who I admire. You can always tell how much you care about somebody when they say things to you and it hurts. You heard me talk to Mr. JD Mass, who, shout out to JD. Hey, brother, we're going to run it back. We got some definite things we need to finish discussing. But you can talk to the king or queen in people, or you can talk to the fool in them. When you talk to the king and queen in them, that's when you can become vulnerable. People can hurt you, especially people that you admire and that you love. And if they're doing it in a constructive way, you need to take that. If they're doing it just to hurt you, stand up for yourself. Don't take that because that's not okay. They always say a coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies once. Don't take that. Stand your ground, especially if you know you're right. Being around people who, 1, want to be around you, 2, get happy when you come around. What better feeling than to go somewhere as soon as you walk in, everybody starts smiling because they want to be around you. You have no idea how a simple compliment, man, you could save somebody's life. You can make somebody's day. You can make somebody's week, month, year with one compliment. Imagine, fellas, and I'm speaking to the fellas right now. Imagine, gents, there's a lot of men in the world who go their whole life without hearing the words, man, you're very important to me. Thank you so much for everything you do. Imagine going your whole life without somebody telling you, verbalizing how much they appreciate you. Just thinking about that hurts me a little bit. You don't know how taking time out your day to compliment somebody can make them feel, or how it can uplift them and make them be the best version of themselves because you have no clue what they're going through at that specific moment. But if you're in a leadership position and you don't get that your tone sets the tone, you're crazy. You're nuts. You got to understand that. You know how many things I take on the chin? How many times I just want to say, you got one more time. But you can't be that way because if you are in a leadership position, your tone sets the tone. You can always tell when people are in a negative state of mind because when you're in a positive state of mind and you meet the negative state of mind, it's like oil and water. You'll hear things like, Hey, I don't want to hear that. Hey, it's too much. It's not too much. It's just negative. So you need to stop and be positive. That's all you can do. That's it. How hard is it to control your emotions enough to where you become positive as much as you can? It's very easy to give in to the demon that tells you to be angry, be upset. When things don't go your way, I call it the infant syndrome. What happens to a little baby when it wants candy and you as a parent tell it no? Oh man, tantrum, tantrum. What happens to a grown person when it wants something and it doesn't get its way? Tantrum, tantrum, rather than trying to figure out a way how to make something happen. I started this journey a little bit ago, and I get my share of ridicule. It was brought to my attention that somebody was like, oh, well, what has he done for this? What are you doing for this? Why? That lets me know that I'm on the right path. I got plenty of room to grow because I'm not a perfect man. And a lot of the things that I say, I'm saying these things to you because I did them. I'm the guy. I'm the one who failed. I'm the one that made mistakes. I'm the one that didn't do what I was supposed to do. But I'm smart enough to put it on video so I don't make the same mistake twice. I'm very guarded with who I spend my time with. I don't like spending my time with jabronis. I do not. I like spending my time with progressive people, people who want the same thing as me, people who want what's best for their family and their last name means something to them. Because those people, our core values are really, really similar. The things that we have different opinions on are just opinions, but our core values are very similar. So I'm very guarded with who I spend my time with. I remember SP, y'all know Sean Pleasant, he's been on the show. When I was in finance, man, dude, I was always ready to go because I thought that everybody in the world was against me. I felt that people did not want me to succeed. They would do things and say things, do things to me because they could get away with it at that point in time. SP used to tell me all the time, more, stop being a hothead. Calm down. When you make decisions out of anger, you make the wrong decision. And man, was he right? It took me to get some gray SP in order for me to really, really grasp what you were saying, man. But now that I done grasped it, I don't really get as upset as I used to because that does me, the circumstance, the situation, or the people around me, it does us no good at all. Nothing good can come from that. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to lay down. No, not in my DNA. But it does mean that I'm going to let some stuff slide. I'm going to let it slide, man. I'm going to let it go. The thing I got to work on is I don't like when people feel that they can treat me in an abusive manner because of a situation, which essentially is speaking at me. But now, since I'm working on my skill and I developed a skill, I'm able to identify these people before they even say two words, from the way they hold their hands, to the clothes that they wear, to the cologne or perfume that they wear, to how their hair looks. I can identify those people very, very early. So that means that there's no reason for me to feel that way. And don't get me wrong, you're gonna run into some jackass people. You are. Can't help that. The world's a big place. I do believe in karma, though. I do. I do believe in that. Big believer. So I try to put good energy out there because I would like it in return. People who speak to you, sometimes, most of the time, hopefully, they're speaking to you because you all are trying to have a conversation so you all both can get something out of it. Feed you water. Love it. And no, I'm not sponsored by Feed You Water either. I just love interacting with people. I do. I enjoy it, man. I was talking to a customer today, and we were discussing kind of what's going on in the world. And, I'm not one to judge. I don't judge anybody. You can feel any way you want to feel. It's perfectly fine. But I do like to see and listen to how they view the world. Whether you're for what's happening, whether you're not for what's happening, whether you're on board, whether you're not on board, it's not for me to decide. It's not for me to judge. I listen, I observe. But Dad always says, son, you got 2 ears, 1 mouth. You should listen twice as much as you talk. And most people who have the most to say, normally they lack substance and character. So if you know that person that's always doing this, but people who speak to you, hopefully you're having conversations that you both are getting something out of because you're both speaking to each other. An ebb and flow, back and forth, back and forth. People who speak at you, I'll just flat out say it. You all are cowards because you won't take the time to learn how to speak to people. You feel that your social status, your wealth, or your title entitles you to speak at people. What you fail to realize is, I think you might be putting too much faith in the fear of the unknown for that person. Some people don't have that fear. And for the love of God, you do not want to run into that person. So it's always best to try to speak to people. And that's what I'm going to do. So go ahead, comments, I get it. Go ahead, message me with all, I get it. I'm some people's friend. I'm some people's, you don't know what you're talking about, blase, blase, blah. And I get that too. I'm not going to say I don't care because I do, but it doesn't impact me in the way that it used to. Because for every one person that says that, there's 10 people that say, hey, right on, bro, right on. I needed to hear that. I just got a text from somebody just a little bit ago because they did something phenomenal today. And I wanted to make sure I took the time to tell them how much I appreciated it. And I got a response that says, man, you just don't know how much I needed to hear that right now. I needed that boost of confidence. Man, it make you feel good just because you complimented somebody. And again, like I said, you never know what people are going through, man. Something so small means something so huge to somebody else. It took me 15 seconds to type a text. 15 seconds. And those 15 seconds, man, made somebody happy. So I'm happy. It's weird, man, because you get to a point where your happiness is predicated off other people being happy. Ding, ding, ding. I love it. If you're not really paying attention to what's going on, tariffs, stock market, economy, what's going on in the world, if you're not paying attention to it, you should. I'm not going to say you have to because you can do anything you want to do, but you should because there's opportunity there. Take advantage of them. I'm starting to see how these people say that the opportunity to make money or the opportunity to be successful is all out there. You just got to grab it. You got to be able to see it. And in order to see it, it takes hard work. The person that does something every day consistently will beat the person that's talented that works twice a week, all day and twice on Sunday. I heard somebody say, I'm not the best. Hey, I'm not the best car guy, but I'm very consistent at my craft. I work at it. It's important to me. It's important that I get better. It's important that I learn. It means everything to me that I get better every single day. And I watch people on the same journey as me. I watch them. I listen to them. I don't always agree with them. I don't have to because we all have our way. But we work hard to stay where we are. We work hard to learn all sorts of different things, to communicate with all sorts of different people. We work hard to stay relevant. And it's gratification in it. The best thing I hear is, man, you don't know how much you helped me. I love hearing that, man. I enjoy it. It makes me happy. I enjoy helping people. I get that from my father. He's helped thousands. My brothers, hundreds. My sisters, hundreds. Our generation, thousands. And it makes us happy to do it. I love it, man, because sometimes when you love something, you give it your all and it loves you back. And for a long time, especially in my industry, I loved it and I didn't feel it loved me back. But then once I got a little education, a little training, because I train every day. I try to stay abreast of what's going on every day. I try to sharpen my tool, but I try to sharpen my tools every day because you never know what tomorrow's going to lead. But I get in my bag and every single day we go to work to be better than we were the day before. Shout out to all the people in the automotive industry, man, who sharpen their bag, who sharpen their tools in their bag, who make sure that when the time comes, they can get down. Shout out to my man, Jimmy Dolan. Thanks for coming on, brother. Sharp dude. People will definitely try to get in your way. But when you can identify them early in the process, they don't get to you as bad. That's something that it took me a while to learn, but I practiced it. I was patient with it. And now I'm very good at it. I still have miles to go because you never stop evolving and you never stop growing. But in that process, you get wiser. Wisdom is very important. See this gray? I shave my head. I don't have hair because if I did, it'd be great too. But people say, man, gray means wisdom because it means you're seasoned. I mean, if it does, then I'm a seasoned dude. I'm very seasoned. But wisdom is something that takes time. It's not something that you gain overnight. You get it by making mistakes, being held accountable for those mistakes, and making sure that you don't repeat them. Wisdom is very important. Hey, I was on my confessional today. Yeah, it was. And again, this whole thing about people who speak to you versus people who speak at you, try to surround yourself with people who speak to you. I got some mentors that speak to me. I got rid of my mentors that tried to speak at me. You're no good. Not for me, at least. Because when you speak to me, we're going to grow. You speak at me, some things left better unsaid. But nah, man, identify early in the process what you're dealing with. Try to control your circle a little bit. Make sure you're around progressive people who speak to you. And for the love of God, it is, what is this, the 27th of March? Hey, plan time. It's execution time. The plan is already done. We're executing the plan because there's people coming for us now. The rules are changing. The rules of engagement have changed. You can either be ready for it or let it run you over. What side you gonna be on? Take care of your family. Take care of those that you love. Other than that, what's left? To me, happiness is being able to take care of everybody that's important to me. That makes me happy, genuinely happy. And don't get me wrong, we got things in life that make you happy as well, but genuine happiness, one man to another, when the people that you're responsible for know that they're protected in this lifetime and the next, that's when that's when they start treating you like the king that you are, like the tribal chief and the head of the table, but you got to earn it. And the rent of respect is due daily. So go get yours, because I'm going to go get mine. You all have a great evening. I'm going to be back with more stuff. Got some guests coming on in the future here in a little bit. I'm going to shine some light on the bully community. For those of you who know me pretty well, I love dogs. I'm a big fan of them, man. I'm a big fan of the American bully. We're going to dive more into that as well. I got 3 of them, my kids, and I love them dearly. Grogu, Beauty, my big boy Raiden. So, but again, pay attention to what's going on in the world. Take advantage of everything that you can and make sure that you hang around people who speak to you and not at you. I'll say it one more time. People who speak at people from a place of arrogance or narcissism, you are a coward. Prove me wrong. Y'all have a great evening. Peace.